Hey everybody, Jane here. We are here today with my 5-star predictions. I predict that this stack of books are all going to be 5 stars. Stay with me and see what books these are, and then you can tell me if you agree that they will indeed be 5 stars.
Pictures and patterns put into words that stream across the page, capturing life as soul spoken.
Alright, hi everybody. I haven't done one of these in forever, but I really wanted to pick 5 no, it's more than 5. It started as 5 books off my shelf that I thought were going to be ones I would just love. I love watching 5-star prediction videos, and I think at the very least it'll get me excited to read the stack that I have. These are all books I'm super excited for, and I really have every expectation of loving. So the first book I think might be a 5-star is A Wolf in Duke's Clothing. So my friend 1-Inch Princess, who streams on Twitch, she was at a bookstore and she knows what I like to read, and she found this book series. It's a 3-book series that I just ordered and just got here not too long ago. And she said, look at these. These look like they're up your alley. Historical paranormal, which is what I write. And it's like I hadn't seen other things like that. And I was like, this could be so good. This is really what I love. I love historical romance, but I also like a little bit of magic, but I don't like a lot of the traditional paranormal tropes. So this seems, based on like the description, like it's going to be more along lines of a historical romance, but with werewolves, and that is everything I want. So I'm hoping that I love this as much as I think I will. I will give the caveat, I was reading the back of the 3 books in the series. This book has less of my typical, like, ooh, things in it, like less of my bookish boxes. So even if this one is like only a 4-star, and I can't imagine it being less than a 4-star, I shouldn't say that too loudly. I think some of the other 2 books in the series, if this one isn't a 5-star, probably they will be 5 stars, because they definitely were like bookish boxes checked. I just was like, do I have to read book 1 first? And then I was like, all right, I do think book 1 is going to be amazing. But book 2 and 3 were really calling to me. So super excited for this series. The next book, The Undomesticated Goddess by Sophia Kinsella. I love Sophia Kinsella. I don't know if I've given any of her books a 5-star, but I know a lot of them are so fun. I have a good time with them, and she just is so fun to read. She has funny things happen in her books, and this one I think is about a woman who like leaves her highfalutin life as a lawyer and goes to be a housekeeper, but she doesn't know anything about housekeeping. So it sounds like it could be a lot of fun. I really think, based on how much I love Sophie, that this could be a 5-star, especially if the execution is really good. If not a 5, at least a 4, because I don't think I've given a Sophie Kinsella book that I can remember less than a 4. But I may be remembering that wrong. Correct me if that is the case, but I love this author. Super excited. All right, the next book, I'm going to be honest, is the one of this stack that I am the most concerned about. The book version of The Dead Poet Society. So, a little background. Dead Poet Society is my absolute favorite movie ever. And I found out there was a book. After I ordered the book, I found out that it was a movie to book adaptation, not a book to movie adaptation, which means that it sounds like this was written after the movie. And I worry that, normally you're just getting a lot more from a book than a movie. Movies have to take a really complex book and make it something that they can put in a 2-hour time slot. I'm worried that this is not going to be great as far as like that it's going to be too, that it's just going to be like, here's the movie, and there's not going to be any other substance to it. But since Dead Poet Society is my absolute favorite movie, like maybe I could even love it if it just is the movie. But I hope what happens is that everything I love about Dead Poet Society, I just love about this book, and it turns into a 5-star. And at the very least, we'll have to do a book versus movie afterwards so I can tell you like similarities, differences. And I have not watched Dead Poet Society since Robin Williams passed, so I'm a little bit like that's going to be an emotional experience for me. Anyway, I think potentially based on how much I love Dead Poet Society, I might give this a 5-star. The next book, A Lady for a Duke. This, to my understanding, is about Viola, who was previously a soldier, and the dude on the cover is her best friend. And she left the army, and I believe was like they thought she was just dead. And so she comes back and meets up with this guy who was her childhood friend, who she's had a crush on, I assume, and like, but he doesn't know that she's a girl and that kind of thing. So Beautifully Bookish Bethany recommended this, and it sounded really interesting. I love my historical romance, and I really would love to see historical romance with more representation. I haven't read many books with transgender characters that worked for me. There have been a couple, but a lot of them just weren't for me. But I think based on all the other tropes in this could be something that I really enjoy and get me into a character that I can really understand and really adore. So I'm hoping so much for a 5-star read from this one. Beautifully Bookish Bethany really liked it, and I think I potentially might as well. All right, this is another one that Beautifully Bookish Bethany recommended, and that was Red Clocks. This, I believe, is a dystopian society that deals a lot with women's reproductive health. And obviously, with everything in our world today, these books are so necessary. Also, like, one of the first book series I wrote was about women's rights, and like women's reproductive health was a very core ingredient in that. I believe back in the day I gave The Testaments and The Handmaid's Tale both 5 stars. So if this is a similar vein, even though it's a different author, I really feel like this could be a 5-star because I like that sort of book. I like those topics. I like those conversations. I'm super excited to read this. And that is, I do think, the heaviest book on my TBR as far as content. Everything else is like chill. The next book is No Bones About It. I believe this is a paranormal mystery. It says in the back that there is a private eye who is psychic, and then a private eye who is a werewolf. And that sounds like a great combination to me. I love mysteries, and to have a detective who is a psychic and a werewolf, that sounds like it could be a really good combination. I am super excited to give this a try. It was recommended to me. I don't know by who, but I was on a Facebook group and asking about like paranormal mysteries, and this is one that somebody said they loved. So I hope I love it too. High potential that I could. The next one is a recommendation from my real life bestie, Christina, and it is Wolf Gone Wild. I believe there is a shifter romance in here, and I hope that I really love it. I've had struggles, as I've said before, with paranormal, and I wanted to find one I'd love, and my friend, she's like, oh, this one is great. The whole series is great. You got to try this. So I'm super excited to give this one a try as well. The last book on my 5-star predictions, and you know, if these are all 5-star or even 4-star, we're going to have a great reading month. The last one is I'll be there for you. This is, I believe, a romance. It might be women's fiction because there's a relationship, but I don't know if it's a happily ever after. But it heavily involves theater. And I have really been into theater the last couple years. As a matter of fact, in August, me and my kiddo are trying out for a play. So I've been in one play before, and my kids have been in multiple plays. So I love theater, and I'm hoping that this will really speak to all the theater stuff that I love while also being a romance or a relationship book. So I'm super stoked about this as well. So those are my 5-star predictions. Firstly, if you've read them, do you think, based on what you know about my reading taste, that those will be 5 stars? Secondly, is anybody wanting to buddy read any of those books? I will give you till August the 1st to send me a DM or an email or whatever. My contact information's below. Send me a message and let me know what you want to buddy read, because I have found I really love buddy reading, and it helps me to stay reading, stay motivated, and also, like, not that I'm not motivated to read books I love, but to really think through the books and have somebody to like toss ideas off of, really have fun with buddy read. So if you'd like to buddy read with me, please send me a message. We can make it happen. Till next time, guys, this has been Jane. Bye.